New information about the David is disgusting. Wait, there's new info? It's bad. How bad?
Hey there. Just wanted to share the latest
What could
in
be
the
worse
David
than like
murder.
murder?
This has been something I've been actively following. I know I've already made 2 videos about the case since his arrest, and well, time to make it a trilogy because I think it's important to cover this. There were a lot of people, and still, even in the face of everything I'm about to tell you that was brought up today from the prosecution, there are still a lot of people that are fighting tooth and nail, raising their shield to defend David, still believing with their whole heart and 2 neurons that he was framed and is actually a victim in all of this as well because he had nothing to do with the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez, a child whom David was dating, by the way.
No, I 100% think he's involved or like he did it. There's just no shot.
And the Dummies for David movement always likes to, you know, bury that one as quickly as possible. He's homeschooled, so he didn't know. He's just a little thing. He's a little quirky. He had no idea. That's bad. It's lunacy to be acting like he's some blameless angel in all of this, in spite of all of the...
Did people actually genuinely say that? Why bother, like, defending somebody that you don't even know? Like, at all?
Evidence that the public has access to. If you bother to do any amount of research on this case...
It's his fans. I feel like, okay, when it comes to streamer fans, I feel like it's different because you could, like, you watch them every day and you see their personality every day, but it's a musician. You literally don't know them. You literally, like, barely know them, maybe from, like, 5 minutes of, like, an interview or something. It's so different. It's not like a YouTuber or something like that. It's literally a musician that he just comes up every single, like, 3 minutes or something, or, like, whatever. You hear about him, like, every, like, once a month or something. There's no way.
Just the information that is readily available to you right at your fingertips.
David is a musician. You probably heard his music, honestly.
Right now, all of it points to only one person who is most likely responsible for her murder, and that person is David. And now, as of today, we're getting even more new information, and it is disgusting. They already mentioned a couple days ago that the prosecution has 40 terabytes.
No. Of CP?
Here in this case against David. 40 terabytes is an unfathomable amount of anything.
Jesus Christ. 40 terabytes? I can't even fathom how many videos of, like, of anything. You know how much 40 terabytes is? I don't think I've even, like, consumed or, like, even, like, made up or, like, saved enough videos for, like, maybe, like, even 4 in my life, or took a picture enough for that many of evidence. 40 terabytes of evidence. What?
And just a moment ago, they dropped, like, their first teaser as to what some of this new information looks like.
Okay.
The prosecution alleges that they found a significant amount of on David's phone.
Story number 2. A hearing just wrapped up for singer David in his first-degree murder case.
The prosecution revealed details about disturbing digital evidence. Let's get to CBS LA's Rick Montanez with what we learned in court today. Rick, what are you hearing?
Amy, Chris, the hearing just wrapped up within the half hour here, and cameras were not allowed in court, but I can tell you that the defendant, David Burke, was in court today in shackles and wearing that orange jumpsuit. The biggest new piece of evidence revealed, prosecutors say a significant amount of found on Burke's cell phone.
Now, I imagine that isn't just some baseless claim from the prosecution. They probably have all of that evidence as part of their 40 terabytes here that they will be providing to the court. There's still a lot of processing that they are going through right now because there is so much that they have gathered in this case over the last 7 months. But now they are stating they have evidence that there was a significant amount of on David's device.
We also want to point out that this all happens one day after the medical examiner's report became public. That is the report on the death of Celeste Rivas Hernandez. The report says, or I should say the family of Rivas Hernandez is absolutely devastated.
Jesus.
to learn the gruesome details contained in that write-up. That's according to a family statement. So this report says the 14-year-old girl died of sharp force trauma, but the autopsy was difficult because of the severe decomposition of her dismembered body when it was found in the singer's abandoned Tesla last September.
The autopsy revealed
Holy, that is actually so disgusting.
the
Decomposition.
grisly nature of her killing. It being sharp objects, and then it was mentioned why it was so difficult for them to figure out what actually killed her. It's because her body
body's
was
just
chopped
so
up
old.
and decomposing in the trunk of this monster's car. So it made it difficult for the autopsy to definitively say what the cause of
He's most likely gonna get the death penalty, Demi. Deserved, honestly.
death was. And since the autopsy brought this information to light, people have been going through David's music and music videos and noticing some really haunting in there. Most notably with the anime video he made for his song Rehab, where there is a character in there that bears a lot of similarity to Celeste Rivas Hernandez.
There's no way he made a music video where it literally is her. No.
Now, the music video came out in 2023, but David met Celeste as early as 2022. And in this music video, David cuts off that character's arm and then throws a sword which stabs her in the stomach, killing her. In real life, Celeste had her body chopped into pieces and stuffed into bags, thrown in a trunk, and the autopsy revealed that her cause of death was sharp objects through the torso, notably her upper abdomen and hitting her liver. Now, of course, I have no doubt that none of that is going
Jesus Christ. In my opinion, you're free to disagree with me with this one, but I think, okay, this is very political. So let me preface this very easy. I think the death penalty is fine as long as it's I think it's fine if it's just if it's murder. If it's stealing, no. If it's tax evasion, no. Come on. But if it's a person murdering another person for nothing, they didn't do anything to you, no previous whatever, I think that's fair.
to be used in court in any way, shape, or form by the prosecution. I imagine they have far more solid evidence to be bringing to court in that 40 terabytes. I don't think they'll be using similarities from the music video versus what actually happened, or video clips that exist where he's saying some crazy.
So he had that video ready back in the day, and then she was killed this year or last year. Wow, premeditated, Jesus Christ.
I imagine they're going to be going for completely irrefutable things that you can't just write off as a coinky-dink or something like that. But I wanted to mention it because it really does feel like David was just leaving breadcrumbs in his music to the sick and twisted person that he is. And that he had this
actual psychopath. Jesus Christ. What the So the actual problem with the death penalty is not that some people deserve it, it's that the average legal system decides who is guilty and who is innocent. No. When I say death penalty, it's okay when it comes to the other person murdering or something like that. When it's unrefutable evidence, you can't even argue about it. Dude, it's unrefutable video evidence or whatever it's only when there's undeniable evidence, IMO. Then it's I think that it's fair. I genuinely think it's fair. I think it's fair. But if it's I don't know, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair at all.
murderous intent. It's sickening stuff.
On Monday, he pled not guilty to the capital murder charges. We spoke with a former federal prosecutor just a short time ago here on CBS LA Mornings about this new evidence revealed in today's hearing and the fact that David's phone, according to prosecutors, contains.
And obviously, we don't know if it's Celeste Rivas's images and videos or something else, but that is a significant offense. Obviously, it helps prosecutors prove the sex crimes, the lewd and lascivious, Penal Code Section 288, but it's also a separate crime in and of itself. And it's certainly the possibility that the feds even step into this case because they typically will prosecute these types of cases.
It is extremely serious, and this is new information that's been brought forth from the prosecution here. And the fact that they are bringing this as evidence in this case must mean that they have irrefutable proof that
so many innocent people in the 60s and earlier given death sentences on fake racist evidence too risky IMO to ever allow it. That's, well, I mean, like, that's back in the day though. Like, if a person were to, like, let's say if I was in a camera surveillance and you could see that I planted a bomb somewhere and you could literally see it and people have witnessed it or whatever the fuck, I would deserve to die. I would keep it a buck. I would literally deserve to die. Am I wrong for that opinion? Like, genuinely? Like, if it's, like, unrefutable evidence, people, like, literally saw it, people saw the face, like, is that not fair?
on David's device, he had that material. I have no idea how the David defenders will even begin to wrestle with that in mental gymnastics.
It's not wrong, just not very realistic. I am probably seeing this in very, like, I wouldn't know real life cases for sure. So if that golden case does happen where, like, evidence does make it like 100% or et cetera, then yeah, I think it's fine. But yeah.
Some kind of excuse there, like, he was just holding it for somebody else. He's been framed again. They put it there. They framed him for the murder. Now they're framing him with... I have no idea how they could even begin to tackle that one. Because even though it hasn't been proven yet, the fact that the prosecution is even putting this forward means...
If you're willing to take a life, you should be ready to lose your own. True. I agree with that. It's just hard because of the, like, you know, it's just really hard because, like, now with AI being so HD and it's so hard to tell nowadays what is AI and what isn't. That's also an issue. And then with the whole, like, I don't know, man. Hard. Very hard.
They must be able to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that, yeah, his phone had on it. So that's the newest piece of information that's been brought up. Now, as mentioned, they are still going through a lot of processing for a lot of digital evidence that they have compiled. So in a week, I believe about...
It's not the matter of the being ready to lose your own. It's a potential of accidentally taking the wrong person's life. Oh, no, for sure. But who the if it's your car driving and you just don't smell a body like literally rotting in your trunk, there's no way you don't smell that. It is such a strong smell. You could smell it just passing by. There is no... for weeks, it will smell. It will smell inside a car. It will smell... How would you know? I thought it was, like, really common knowledge. That smells, dude. Decomposition smells.
A week, it's going to go back with both sides, and they're going to discuss if they need even more time about, you know, going to a capital murder trial. So as of right now, we don't have everything being brought forth yet, but it is beginning and it's moving fast. The process is underway and it is moving very quickly. So I guess we'll know more in a week, but I just wanted to give you this update here because that new allegation coming to light here is once again another disgusting...
People found it because of the smell, so that's the reason why the girl being found from his trunk was found is because of the smell. There's no way he wasn't able to smell that. There's just no way. There is just no way he was not able to, like, there's just no way.
Development here in the David case. Anyway, praying for justice for Celeste here. I truly don't see a world where David is innocent at all.
Same. There's just no
And
shot.
anyway, that's really about it. So, yeah.
I bet the U.S. is capable of catching pedophiles and murderers as long as they're not. Well, yeah. The cop found so much CP on his hard drive that they can't even process all of it. Jesus. Separate the art from the artist, and the art in question is later about the crimes the artist committed. Jesus Christ.